Blooming Souls. I am having my channel with the name Sort Out with Sadaf or Blooming Souls. You guys can search it out. Okay. Now, today we are here to just understand about the suicide. Okay. Now we all know that suicide September is considered as the suicide prevention month. So whole September, all the mental health professionals and activists and advocates are just trying their best to increase the awareness on the most chronic yet the most neglected topic, that is suicide. In our country, specifically, if we talk about India, then that means that India is having increasing rates of suicide as compared to other countries uh, very fast. And what is the reason for that? Can anyone tell me why India is increasing in the suicides rather than any other diseases?
Less life sensitivity, less life consciousness.
Okay, and
That is the main root of all.
yes, others, what could be the possible reason?
And high rate of population.
Okay,
Mental pressure of studies.
yes, could be. Now, first of all,
Work-life balance is lost.
hmm,
Work-life balance is lost. There is too much pressure working work-wise.
Loss of hope.
Lack of acceptance.
Lack of self-love.
now here comes a very, very important point that what is the concept of self love?
We neglect ourselves in the
What sense?
consciousness of making some other person's happiness at the cost of our own happiness.
Is it something related to the some other person's happiness or to the societal norms and pressures we are getting?
Both,
No.
ma'am, and it's a huge issue.
Yeah. And how many researchers have been conducted on the topic suicide so far? I think a lot of researchers have been conducted.
A lot of them, a number of them, and I think now psychologists have started to build the concept of self-love in whosoever is coming down. So I think this subject is gaining a lot of consciousness these days, and we as psychologists can contribute a lot.
Now, yes, psychologists have finally understand their importance in the society, and we are coming up with the ideas to eradicate the mental health issues as much as possible. But the main issue that we are facing as a psychologist is that these days every other social media influencer has become the psychologist. They think that, oh, I know everything about psychology, I know everything about mental health issues and mental health disorders. So, in order to understand in a more collective manner, I would rather say that the suicidal stressors include the substance abuse, first and foremost. If a person is going to the substance abuse, like sudden increment in the smoking or intake of the alcohol has increased, then that means that the person is deteriorating mentally, that the person is applying the defense mechanism, that is escape mechanism. The person is unable to cope up with the stress the person is going through. That's why he or she is more inclined towards alcohol, smoking, drug abuse, which is leading them to more severe situations, that is depression. And depression is one of the most chronic psychiatric diseases. Now, what do we actually mean by depression? Can anyone tell me?
Will you please repeat this question, last question?
What do we mean by depression? What is depression?
When our intelligence start working against us, that is depression.
A chronic stage of complete
feelings of sadness, worthlessness over a long period of time, which is clinically diagnosed.
Okay. And
Also, lack of interest in activities.
Overthinking.
okay. So basically, yes. Yes. So basically, what depression is, it is one of the most chronic diseases of psychiatry department. Okay.
But how does it happen, ma'am?
It happens when a person has slowly started. So depression is not a one night game changer thing. Depression is much more than what we are thinking. For example, oh God, I have to conduct this workshop and I am not even prepared for it, right? So will I be able to deliver it? So the situation, the stress I'm going through, it is not depression, it is the anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion and every person feels that. Okay. And stress is something bringing the physical changes in your body, reacting to these situations, to the um, what we say that stressors around us. For example, oh my God, my laptop is not there. Oh my God, my electricity has cut down. So how can I be able to just take this workshop? And I have my commitments with the team, Agas Foundation. So this is the stress I am reacting to, which is increasingly giving me anxiety, the emotion. So the anxiety is some sort of thing in which we overthink a lot about every single thing. Then comes the depression. Depression is something in which we are losing our interest. For example, okay, fine, the room is dirty, so what? I don't want to do anything. I am just lying down. मेरा दिल नहीं करता है कुछ भी करने का. मुझे नींद नहीं आती है. मैं कैसे समझाऊं? How would I explain you guys that I cannot sleep? Even after taking 3 4 medical sleeping pills or hypnotics or anxiolytics, I am unable to sleep. Can you just hear me this? So the person is trying to explain the situation, and there comes a point when the person has stopped explaining himself or herself. That is the point when person is hitting chronic depression. And depression is of certain types: mild, moderate, severe, dysthymia, cyclothymia, persistent mood disorder. So we need to understand, first of all, we need to understand the difference between the stress, the anxiety, and then the depression. Anxiety is some sort of thing which we are worried about everything. Oops, light has gone. Okay, now I have to do this. Okay, the person is waiting outside. How will I do that? Okay, tomorrow I have to take my interns out for the farewell. How the things will went. This is anxiety. What is depression? हो जाएगा यार, मेरे से नहीं हो रहा. What मैं क्या करूं? Have you ever found yourself in the situation where you are thinking like, I cannot take this anymore? I simply have no courage left to face this situation. Has any one of you found yourself in this situation? That is the point where you are hitting. Yes, that is the point. So once you have started hitting that point, that you are slowly uh, just feeling the lack of interest in your day-to-day activities, in your personal hygiene, in whether the light is open or off. You are preferring more to the dark rooms rather than the rooms full of lights. So that is depression. And depression is not 1 day or 2 day or 3 weeks or 4 weeks thing. It happens over the gradual period of time. So once the depression has started hitting a person, and the person has started losing the hope, and when the person has started losing the hope, then he or she will started neglecting the own self, that is the body, human body. I cannot take this anymore. I need to end this. If anyone has watched that 13 Reasons Why, the Netflix series, has anyone watched that?
No,
13 Reasons Why.
no, no.
You will see that 13 reasons why. That is the name of the series on Netflix. So that is telling us the helplessness of a person who has given up, and how a person is actually taking a lot of courage to just cut herself and take her own life, because the life she is in is more haunting for her than the life she is having here. It takes a lot of courage for anyone to take his or her own life. नहीं तो आप एक टेस्ट करके देख लेना. Just take a needle and just start pricking. Just prick it on your skin. Your body will immediately react to that. You will not gonna prick it to the deeper level of your skin. You will immediately stop that.
Sorry to interrupt in between. I just want to ask,
Yes,
do you feel that the lifestyle of a particular person contributes more than 90% in the depression?
it's not exactly the 90%, but yes, up to some extent it is. Lifestyle is not the only reason to cause the depression. There are many other symptoms as well. For example, the environmental factor, for example, the social factors, for example, the biological factors, for example, the genetics factor. So these four factors collectively are hitting a person really hard to the point where the person is going down. And when it comes to the lifestyle pattern of a person, it means that the person is having unhealthy lifestyle. So when a person has developed the unhealthy lifestyles, that means the person is going into the deeper level of the depression and needs immediate help.
Okay. Basically, when I'm using the word lifestyle, my context was that it conducting in terms of our own energies, emotions, mind, and body, as well as the breathe. How we are conducting these all, as well as the sleep and food and water. In these contexts, I'm asking.
Yeah. So if I talk about the sleep, so if a person is having a poor lifestyle, for example, a person is working in a BPO, okay, and that is call center. If a person is working in a call center and he has the shifts, night shifts, and so he has to just cut down his sleeping pattern. He has to sleep in the morning and then he has to wake up all the through the night. So no, this is not the only reason, because if this could be the reason, then all the BPO centers will be shut down. Okay, so unhealthy patterns are there, but because of depression, we tend to develop those unhealthy habits. For example, if a person is having difficulty in expressing things, and if a person is doing some sort of BPO or a job in the call center, then definitely that person will gradually started feeling decrement in the daily routine of him or her. And then yes, it can contribute to maximum 10 to 15%, but not 90%, because it also depends on the mindset of a person. For example, if a person has been very if a person is supposed to be going through some personality disorder, for example, we can say bipolar personality disorder, and we can say like schizophrenia, then yes, those people are more tend to have the suicide chances as compared to others. So yes, they are important, but not exactly the 100% what we are thinking that okay, lifestyle है इसका खराब है, eating junk food can cause suicide. No, not eating junk food or not eating food at all can increase the suicide levels, but not contribute 90%.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, so depression is somewhat some sort of losing hope that things will gonna change, losing interest that I don't want to do this. Hopelessness is there, purposelessness is there. So that is one of the reason, and it takes a lot of courage to harm yourself. In order to do a test, you all can take a needle and start pricking your skin. If your body is reacting towards that, that means you are still having that hope, the purpose. Most of the time people lose People have lost the purpose of their life. They started to have the existential crisis because the family is not understanding that what sort of things are going on. The person needs this or that. Family is not supportive. Friends are ditching. And in this era where Gen Zs are actually suffering a lot, and the main reason is because of the parenting style, the parenting which has been given to them. So it is not the problem in the Gen Z. The problem has been started into the boomers, that is uh, prior to 80s, 1980s born. The problem started since then. And now because Gen Zs have become so emotionless, either they have become emotionless or they are very much sensitive. The extremities, whatever they are having in extreme, they're not maintaining the balance. We all know that nature is working on the principle of balance. We have to balance everything. The nature has provided us with the light, and in order to balance that, the nature has provided us with the night. The nature has provided us with the food. In order to balance that, the nature has provide us with the water, right? So every single aspect of a person's personality is contributing the whole of the situation. And let me tell you one thing, with the experience of 8 years and meeting more than 900 people, understanding more than 90 lakhs of emotions, and learning more than 90,000 of lessons in life, one thing I can say that people never complain about that I am suffering from depression. Silent mode. Depression is chronic.
Yeah, but
Yes.
basically, what how a particular person will know that he's in depression means sometimes somebody's in not sometimes many times when people are in ego, okay, and they don't know that they are in ego. If somebody will tell them that you are in ego and you are doing the egoistic things, you are taking the egoistic action, so they don't know exactly. And in the same phase, in the same sorry, not in the same phase, but in the same pattern, they are in depression. So where they are in depression, they don't know that they are in depression. So what can be the clear parameters, logical parameters to see that whether they are in depression or not?
See, in order to get the clear parameters of a
So
person's
basic idea of asking this question is how to self
yeah,
recognize that.
yeah, simply you need to just spot the symptoms that the person is going through depression or having the suicidal tendencies, right?
But by self, you don't have to ask anyone because the depression is such a thing in our society. The environment is such that if you're a depressed person, अरे डिप्रेशन वगैरह कुछ होता नहीं है, पागलपन है, वो एक काम कर, उठ जा, थोड़ा काम पे लग जा, हो जाएगा सब ठीक. सो कैसा है कि हम लोग अपने मॉम डैड से भी नहीं पूछ सकते, तो हम खुद को
प्रॉब्लम
रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए हम सेल्फ पैरामीटर्स क्या लें.
सेल्फ पैरामीटर्स आपको ये देखने हैं दैट यू हैव स्टार्टेड डिक्लाइनिंग इन योर डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज, दैट भूख कम हो गई है, एंड you have started having crying spells where you are trying to explain yourself but people around you are not understanding. People are calling you dramatic, or the what we say that attention seeker, right? When you are crying in front of them, then they are calling you dramatic or psychopath or sociopath or narcissist, that she is the manipulator, अपने आंसुओं से रुला कर सबको अपने वो कर सकती है. But the major reasons are that if you are seeing yourself like depression वाली लड़की, अगर मैं अपने ऊपर बात करूं, so if I am not taking care of myself while going out, for example, I'm not looking out for my clothes whether they are ironed or not, I am not taking care of my skin के ये कहीं से डिहाइड्रेट तो नहीं है. सो सबसे पहले साइंस जो स्पॉट होते हैं ना, वो स्लीप के थ्रू स्पॉट होगा कि आपका स्लीपिंग पैटर्न हेवीली डिस्टर्ब होना स्टार्ट हो गया है. सेकेंड थिंग, sudden increment in the uh, tremors or palpitations. You started feeling that no, something is severely wrong. I don't want to talk to anyone, and how will I be? Sudden mood changes, like suddenly I started feeling like मेरा कॉलेज जाने का दिल नहीं करता यार. आई जस्ट डोंट वांट टू गो टू कॉलेज एनी मोर. एंड मैंने बहुत दिल से बहुत मेहनत करके आई जस्ट क्लियर द एंट्रेंस एग्जाम, but now I don't want to go there. Reason being, possible reason could be that I am not feeling valued by the people there. I am not being respected, I am not being heard. That could be the possible reason. And the sudden mood swings. Okay. So, how a person can spot the signs of depression in himself or herself? Cut down in the sleep, cut down or increment in the eating patterns. When you are in stressful situations, you are eating either a lot or you are eating not at all. You are cutting down the water in your diet. Basically, in order to have your mind or your brain function in appropriate direction, you need at least 10 to 12 glasses of water every day, because lack of fluids in our body can hamper our concentration 10%, राइट. सो पानी का कट डाउन होना, फूड का कट डाउन होना, नींद का कट डाउन होना, मूड का सडनली आइसोलेशन फील करना, these are some of the symptoms. And depression is not something that, okay, fine, I have started feeling that I am in depression. No, there is some solid reason that the person is going into the depression. And if a person is egoistic, then also, Yog, you need to understand that might be possible we are overjudging that person. The main point is we have to look everyone with the same perception, not specifically Sadaf Saeed as a person. Oops, nothing will gonna happen to you, Sadaf. You have to take care of yourself, okay? And then Yog, okay, fine, na, just go to work. Things will be fine. If you'll be always like this, तो फिर कैसे चलेगा? लड़के रोते थोड़े ना है. कैसे कर रहे हो तुम? चलो फिर सोसाइटी के पैरामीटर्स अलग अलग है फॉर गर्ल्स एंड फॉर बॉयज, right? So in order to understand the things that something is severely wrong, you need to spot these symptoms. Okay, I hope the answer is clear to you, Yog.
Yeah, it helped me nearby. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, yes, Tanya.
So, as you mentioned that it is like we should reach out to people, what do you think is the right way to ask somebody? And do you think like asking somebody about their suicide somehow puts the idea of suicide in their head?
A very good question raised by you, Tanya, and thank you so much for raising this question. That asking someone about that, are you, hey, are you after suicide? I spot some signs in you. It is something like, no, you cannot simply help the person by being very much directive. If a person suddenly, for example, Tanya, you and me are very good friends since childhood, and suddenly I've started saying that, Tanya यार मेरा जिंदगी जीने का बिल्कुल दिल नहीं करता, इससे बेटर है तो मुझे मौत आ जाए यार. I want to end this, Tanya. I don't want to continue this. तो you will be like, यार तू हमेशा ही मरने की बातें करती रहती है, तेरे को कोई और काम नहीं है, मरना ही है तो मरना इतना आसान नहीं होता है जितना हम लोगों ने बना रखा है. So this is the inappropriate manner. If a person is talking about suicide, that means the person is going through something in his or her mind. If a person is talking like suddenly alcohol increment is there, suddenly the person has started showing isolating, not taking calls, or not showing up to the work or school or colleges, that means that something is severely wrong, and you will easily make up by the face. The people who are going through some sort of mental pressures or mental issues are actually having the faces with their faces are pale, their lips are always chapped, their eyes are full of pain and sorrows. We don't have to be judgmental, we just have to look at them. We have to just observe them. I'm giving you one small activity. If you guys are traveling through metro or through any other sort of thing, just start observing people around you, and you will start understanding the personality, because this generation is so quick in judging the people rather than in accepting the situations that the person is having. Just observe the person. If you're feeling that the person is having these symptoms, then observe him or her 1 to 2 days, and then don't be directive to them that, hey, are you having some sort of anxiety or depression? Might be possible that person will be feel offended, right? So we have to be like, let's go to the shopping today, right? I wanted to do that. Do the little gestures for them. For example, the people who are not showing up, keep them calling, keep them inviting to your group meetings. They will show up because they have lost the hope in the society. But by doing these small actions, we are creating that ray of hope in them, that yes, you are valued, you are loved, you are being heard, and you are being respected. So your small gestures, indirective, right? Not very much directive. So including them in your day-to-day outings and discussions, and talking to them, providing them a safe space where they can open up, is the need of the hour. हमें सिर्फ सुनने वालों की ज़रूरत नहीं है आज. ये लोगों ने परसेप्शन गलत बना रखा है that we need listeners. Is QPR gatekeeper training is necessary for all? No, because not everyone is getting the trainings that are being provided. So first of all, we need to understand that the social media, the role social media is playing these days. Now here once again a term called anchor bias. I don't know if you all must be aware of this, but anchor bias is a term which is need that. Just a sec, Selma. I'll just come back to you after this. So, anchor bias is the term that defines that a person, the first piece of information provided to them, is considered as one of the most authentic informations, right? So for example, on news channel we suddenly started saying that, oh, um, the ad is very good, the product is very good, and हम लोगों ने भी देखा होगा, suddenly while scrolling down our Instagram feed we are just finding that one ad is coming again and again, again and again, again and again. So it is causing impact over our mind, and we end up buying that product even if we don't want that, because every piece of information that is being delivered at the first step is considered as authentic. And if the first piece of information is not delivered ethically or legally verified, then that is creating a havoc on the mind of the people. For example, if I started saying that, okay, now overuse of mobile is causing depression in people, which is not appropriate. No, it is not. I am a person who is working day and night. I am having my clients in Germany, US, Australia, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. So the time will clash. So if I am taking sessions again and again, even on today, this is my third session. So if I'm taking back to back sessions, that means I'm using mobile, but I'm doing something productive. No, I am not just scrolling down the phone and this. So saying that over usage of mobile phones is causing depression, no, it's not. Overthinking is causing depression, yes, it is. But overthinking is once again coming from something different. We need to find out the root cause of the problem. We don't need the AI, because people are also replacing the emotional touch of therapist with the AI, that is artificial intelligence. How can a person, for example, if I use that, I also use this Snapchat. So when the feature called AI was started, I simply started saying, writing it down, I think I'm done with this world and I want to end my life. Then what AI replied was, I do not understand what you are saying. I think you might reconsider what you want to say. That means my AI is saying that my feelings are not valued. I'm not feeling correctly, ethically correct. So AI मत बनो लोगों के लिए. ह्यूमंस में ह्यूमैनिटी होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. अगर आप किसी को देख भी रहे हो कि किसी को सुसाइडल टेंडेंसीज हैं और वो अलग से दिखती है उसके चेहरे पर. मैं मेट्रो में ट्रैवल करती हूँ from my place to South Delhi, and I am every day spotting 10 to 15 ladies and males that yes, these people are going through stressful situations. So we need to start observing and understanding. Apart from listening, we need to also have understanding tendencies in us, because this world is too quick to judge us. but this world is too backward to understand us. And that's why we need psychologists, because our first and foremost ethic is non-judgmental, being non-judgmental, being confidential about about our client secrecy, privacy, right? So that's how we are actually finding that yes, how to reach out to the person who is actually feeling the symptoms of suicide or depression in himself or herself, and providing them a safe space where they can feel comfortable and take out the uh, emotions. Okay, I hope Tanya the answer is clear to you. Yes, Yashasvi.
Yes, Nishri. Yeah, ma'am. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, very soon I'll be working with a school as a school counselor. So, I am not able to understand how do I bring up this topic about suicide prevention or just the awareness of it among kids, like around second standard or third standard, or will they even understand what I'm saying?
Very good question, Yashasvi. First of all, congratulations for your new journey. And
Thank
I
you,
wish you
ma'am.
all the best, that you will be creating a great impact on the life of people or students or parents that you're about to teach. Okay. So, Yashasvi, then the question is that how to take this topic, how to get this topic in front of the students, that is in second standard or third standard, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So in
Yeah.
order to understand, see, uh, in psychology, or as far as I have learned through my experiences, I have understood one thing, that all the traumas are having their stems, okay, deep rooted into their childhood. So you are getting a very good opportunity to understand that which student of yours need the actual training, or need that space or comfortable space to open up. Now why I am saying this is because any childhood trauma, unhealed childhood trauma, if a person is having, so that trauma is ending up as a depression. For example, according to Freud's psychoanalytics therapy, right? So there are Freud also gave the psychosexual stages of life, that is oral, anal, phallic, latent, genital, right? These are the five stages where we are developing. So zero till our adulthood, so 14 years and above. So these five stages are there. Now, in these different five stages, the person is having some sort of pleasure. That the person is getting the pleasure through either mother, by getting in touch with their peers, and having the Oedipus and Electra complex. These are the psychological terms. So, not getting into these big jargons of the psychology, I'm just getting back to the main point. The childhood is considered as one of the most sensitive part of a person, because the whole personality is being carried out because of the training and the parenting being given to the child. For example, if parents are not having a healthy relationship, and in case a child has seen the domestic violence, the verbal abuse, so the child will tend to end up growing up as an individual who is having the low self esteem, and no any other reason is playing any role in the self esteem thing. Why? Because माँ बाप को दरसगाह, that means the educational first university of a child is mother. Okay, if the health of mother is not good, if the mentality of mother is not good, or if the mother has been um, exposed to different psychological, mother has been exposed to domestic violence, then the impact will be on the child's self-esteem. They are end up being the adult, growing up the adult as a as having a low self-esteem. So you need to spot the signs, that how much is the parents having a healthy relationship. Now these days we all are getting married. Okay, most of us are getting into the love marriages these days, but the failure of marriages are also increasing. Now to which जो हमारे पुराने लोग हैं वो कहते हैं कि हमारे ज़माने में तो दिखाते भी नहीं थे लड़का लड़की को, फ़ौरन से शादी कर देते थे, और आज के टाइम में लड़का लड़की खुद को पसंद करके कर रहे हैं। तो हमारे टाइम में जो आप लोगों का टाइम था जिसमें लड़का लड़की को नहीं दिखाते थे, उसमें बाकी सारी चीज़ों पर तो ध्यान रखते थे ना, संस्कार, द बेसिक थिंग। आज के टाइम में हुज चाइल्ड इज दैट मच संस्कारी इनफ जिसको हम बाहर पोर्ट्रे कर सकते हैं। संस्कार पूछो तो संस्कार के मायने भी नहीं पता है। इवन इन माय कम्युनिटी इस्लाम, people the children are not being educated about the religion, that what is the basic of Islam, that is humanity. So if we are not understanding that what we are pouring into the child, consider your child as the empty glass. Whatever you are pouring into them is going to store and will flourish at the after the age of 50. सारे ट्रॉमास निकल कर बाहर आपके उसी के बाद आएंगे। आपको 2 साल की उम्र में, 3 साल की उम्र में, 4 साल की उम्र में कोई ट्रॉमा हो जाएगा, या 12 साल की उम्र में कोई ट्रॉमा होगा, then definitely that trauma will end up as having the uh, tendency to develop more psychological disorders as compared to person who is having a healthy parenting. ना यहाँ पर एक और क्वेश्चन आता है कि मैम 2 साल के बच्चे को किस बात का ट्रॉमा हो सकता है, मतलब ये बात आपकी समझ में नहीं आ रही हमें कि 2 साल के बच्चे को भी ट्रॉमा हो सकता है, राइट? तो हो सकता है, क्योंकि 2 साल का बच्चा माँ के पास होता है, उस टाइम पर हम फीड कराते हैं, राइट? सो अगर माँ से बच्चे की दूरी हो जाएगी, माइट बी पॉसिबल कि माँ और बच्चे को अलग कर दिया जाए किसी भी तरीके से। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, माँ की तबीयत खराब है और वो हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड हो गई है, तो फिर वो फीड नहीं करा सकती है बच्चे को। तो बेसिकली बच्चे का जो प्लेजर है वो कहाँ से है? मदर से है। सो अगर 0 to 2 years में माँ और बच्चे के बीच में किसी भी तरीके का डिस्टेंस आ जाता है, तो उस टाइम पर the child will tend up will end up to grow as a person who is more into the smoking, who is ending up nail biting, and most of the things like this, chewing, excessive eating of chewing gums, right? It is also the fixation that we are getting. Yes, Mrs. Norway is the perfect example of that. Yes, lovely Dwivedi, you have been.
Hello, ma'am. First of all, thank you for raising such a such a heated topic in our society, because this topic is need of the society. And um be it anyone, because each one of us don't want to talk into this, because I'll speak out the reality, because we talk about other issues, maybe mild or moderate issues, but when it comes to severity, we keep ourselves in a protected zone. Like, it's not a my matter of, it's not a my matter of choice. Why would care? Society mein people are there, they will look, I mean, we don't even want to talk about that. It has become such a serious and serious issue, because I myself is a student of counseling psychology, second year MA, and I'm practicing in under the HOD of psychiatry in Delhi in government hospital. So as a trainee, so I have came across I mean, you will be shocked to know that once in a day or two, I came across a case where most of the cases are either suicidal tendencies, and most of the 90, ma'am, you will be glad to know that most of them are in teenage age. I mean, most of them are either 14, 15, or 16, 17. Like, I met a girl, she was uh, she was of 16 years age, and she committed suicide. She tried to committed suicide 6 times, and she wanted to harm herself. I've seen her condition. She was immediately forwarded to RML hospital in the psychiatry department, because her condition was so severe that if we wouldn't have been asked her to hospitalize, she would have committed the suicide again. When we asked her, she said, I met someone in school and he said something, and then suddenly my brain got, uh, then I don't know what happened. She was describing something like that. I mean, it's the need of the hour. I just joined this session because I just want to speak on the thing that I have told that parents these days, children are comfortable to talking to strangers, more than the parents, because parents don't want to give time to their children. That is the biggest issue. We all talk about everything, that technology, mother is working and father is also working. That is I also want to congratulate those people, that is very fantastic. You are doing, you are adding an advantage to your family. But what about your child? I mean, we are one way we are talking about the development, and and you are no, you are aware about everything. You are aware about technology. You are having information about GK. You called yourself, 21st century human being. You call yourself that you are basically, what's happening around the globe. What do you know what's happening around inside your child? What he or she exactly want? That is the thing. And ma'am, I have uh, it's not quite a long time that I have joined. I have joined 1 to 2 weeks back only. So I got around uh, 30 to 40 cases. So when I noted down their mental status, MSc, HOPI, so
Hmm.
in that they told me that most of them were not comfortable in talking in front of their parents. I met a boy who was, I think he has a mania. He was a patient of mania. That was a mania case. So I told him. So he said, "Ma'am, please, if you ask my mother to walk, if you will leave, if you ask my mother to walk away from here, then I will tell you everything." So I just asked his mother to walk, to give us time for 2 minutes. So then that guy speak, then only he spoke. So that is the thing, that we are talking about everything, but we don't even know what is happening inside our child, what kind of issue or what kind of behavior is he going through. As an adult, we sometimes, if a child want to speaks to us, then we went out our frustration on them, that hey, today I'm very tired, I don't want to talk to anything, I don't want to talk, आज ऑफिस में बहुत काम था, मुझे किसी चीज पे बात नहीं करनी है, आई वॉज वेरी बिजी बेटा, मैं ये नहीं करना चाहती, ये नहीं कहना चाहती। एंड में क्या होता है कि वो जाके जो ये आपका जो निग्लेक्ट वाला जो ये जो है ना, ये आपका जो एटीट्यूड है आपके बच्चों के लिए, ये कहीं ना कहीं जाके उसके आगे चल के उसको हार्म करता है। आप हर चीज को टाइम देते हैं, आपका जो बच्चा है जिसके लिए आप ये सब फ्यूचर बना रहे हैं, दैट ऑल मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग, मनी कंफर्ट की आप बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बच्चा ही आपका, बच्चे को ही प्रॉब्लम है। मतलब आई मीन, वेयर आर दे गोइंग? आई जस्ट वांट टू से दैट, मतलब अपने
Yeah.
बच्चों से
So
बात कीजिए
basically,
मैम।
see, basically, I have learned a lot of lessons, as I mentioned, in this long journey of 8 years of my practice. So here is one important thing I have learned, that I am single, I am unmarried. So I have made my mind that once I'll be started planning my personal life, so having my family, my loved ones around me, so I have made very few things very much clear to my mind. That is, Sadaf, if your child is going to ask that, Mama, I will leave every single thing and then I'll just turn around. Yes, beta. Because I am making my child feel loved and heard. If my child is coming to me and I am taking the session, then definitely I'll stop my session for 2 minutes and then I'll say that, yes, beta, is anything urgent? I am in a session. So these are the small, small things that we can do. And we don't have to do a lot for the society. Basically, we can work on our own selves, and then the society will immediately start to show the results. The revolution starts at home first, not
Exactly, ma'am.
at
That is
work.
the need of the time,
Yeah,
because most of us are, we are living a life where we are, we are continuously we are moving. I mean, if you are
Like the
eating the
metro
food,
is full of movements. Yes, I can.
exactly, if you are eating your food, you are not enjoying. You are using your phone, and you are doing some other task. You are while you are studying.
That's why I mentioned that yes, parenting is playing a huge role, and Gen Z is not the outcome of the what we say that millennials, that is 90s born. No, the
Yeah.
problem has been deep rooted into the 60s or 70s. Okay, so the parents, though those who have become the parents at the in the 1960s, so problem वहां से start हुई है. प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ इसे एक जेन जी या जेन वाई या जेन एक्स में नहीं हुई है. बूमर्स, देन मिलेनियल्स, देन जेन जी, नाउ अल्फाज, ये हमारी न्यू पीढ़ी आ चुकी है. अब बूमर्स तो बिल्कुल ही खत्म हो चुके हैं. जो मिलेनियल्स थे, 90s बॉर्न थे, उनका बैंड बजा हुआ है, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन द मोस्ट ट्रांजिशंस. हमने पूरी दुनिया को बंद होते भी देखा है, हमने टेक्नोलॉजी को बदलते भी देखा है, हमने सबसे ज्यादा चेंजेस 90s वालों ने देखे हैं. देन कम्स दी जेन जी. अब उनके बाद आ गए अल्फाज, जिनको तो कुछ नहीं कह सकते हैं. इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस इज जीरो. People are either emotionally insensitive or either emotionally a lot of sensitive. So we're not having the parameter to measure the emotional intelligence. और किसी से पूछो how is your EQ doing? What is EQ? EQ is emotional intelligence. अच्छा, वो क्या होता है? क्योंकि हमने इंस्टाग्राम से कुछ पढ़ लिया ना, कोई रील बना दी किसी ने EQ के ऊपर, किसी ने रील बना दी सेल्फ लव के ऊपर. Whereas there is no concept of self love in the psychology. साइकोलॉजी में कोई टर्मिनोलॉजी है ही नहीं सेल्फ लव. इट इज
Sorry
इट
to
हैज
inter-
बीन इट हैज
sorry to
बीन
inter- sorry to interrupt, Sadaf.
जस्ट यस.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, जैसे मेरा क्वेश्चन था, जैसे कि साइकोलॉजिस्ट को मैंने बहुत से साइकोलॉजिस्ट को देखा है कि दे ऑलवेज से कि सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर से वो आ रहे हैं और साइकोलॉजी का ठेका ले रहे हैं, इन शॉर्ट, राइट? ओके, सो माय क्वेश्चन इज कि दे आर ट्राइंग टू डू समथिंग, राइट? मतलब क्या है कि व्हाट आई एम माय कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज, लेट मी कंप्लीट दैट. ओके, सो मेरा पॉइंट क्या है कि वो लोग आ रहे हैं, वो लोगों के सामने आ रहे हैं एंड दे आर पुटिंग समथिंग अप, राइट? तो व्हाई नॉट साइकोलॉजी कम्युनिटी टुगेदर मेक यूनिटी एंड वो लोग भी सेम पैरेलल एक पैरेलल एक पूरा का पूरा इकोसिस्टम क्रिएट करे ऑनलाइन. व्हाई दे कांट डू दैट? बिकॉज अगर हम लोग ब्लेम करते रहे ना कि गवर्नमेंट कुछ रूल लाए और वो लोग को रोके, तो दैट गॉन नेवर बी हैपन. हाउ इट कैन बी ब्रोकन? उनके पास भी इंटेलिजेंस है, दे कैन ऑल्सो ब्रेक दैट. ओके, तो हम लोग साइकोलॉजिकल जो कम्युनिटी है, ओके, साइकोलॉजिकल कम्युनिटी पैरेलली एक सेम पूरा का पूरा इकोसिस्टम क्यों नहीं क्रिएट कर रही? बिकॉज इफ द साइकोलॉजिस्ट इज सेइंग कि मेरे पास ऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन है, देन क्या रोक रहा है कि वो एक साथ आके लोगों के सामने प्रेजेंट करने के लिए?
I am telling you a very good question, Yog. And the main point you have raised here is that why psychologists are not coming up. Okay, so let me tell you the very um, let me tell you the very uh, simple thing. Once we have completed our masters in clinical psychology, we are not allowed to practice. We are not provided with the right kind of jobs. We are given the jobs of counselor where we have to sell the courses. Okay. So in India specifically, because I am living in India and India is my responsibility. So in India, when a person has completed their masters in psychology, then they are being told that your masters is nothing. Okay, one thing. Second thing, I did my primer in psychopharmacology from American Psychological Association, and there I found out that in foreign countries, doctors are having a team of psychologists. Even the psychologists are considered as one of the most prestigious profession in US, UK, Canada, Germany. There people are giving 25,000 for single session. Here, if I am charging 1,500 for a session, then people are saying that तुम बात ही तो कर रहे हो, ये तो हम भी कर लेंगे. क्यों दे हम? जब तक के पर्चा नहीं होगा दवाई का, जब तक कि हमारे को वो आला लगा के नहीं देखेगा, आला मीन्स स्टेथोस्कोप, जब तक वो हमें आला लगा के देखेगा नहीं और ऐसे नजरों से नहीं देखेगा, तब तक हमें लगता नहीं ना हमने कुछ करा प्रोडक्टिव. हमें तो दवाइयाँ चाहिए, पर्चा चाहिए, नाम चाहिए. हम तो डॉक्टर के पास गए थे. तो प्रॉब्लम तो ये भी है ना. और रही बात के साइकोलॉजिस्ट आगे आकर क्यों नहीं कुछ कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं, इनके पास सब कुछ है, तो वाई आर दे नॉट कंडक्टिंग द फ्री वर्कशॉप्स, जिसमें बुलाओ, आई एम रेडी टू डिलीवर फ्री वर्कशॉप्स एज मच एज पॉसिबल, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, करो ना, आगे
Sadaf,
बढ़ो ना,
Sadaf,
वर्कशॉप्स
my
करो।
question was कि you are telling कि सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंस जिन्होंने खुद का चैनल बहुत बड़ा किया है, वो लोग खुद क्यों नहीं बुला रहे हैं आपको ताकि आप लोग आके उधर वर्कशॉप्स कर पाए? माय क्वेश्चन वाज कि सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को हम लोग मतलब जो अभी करंटली है, जो हम लोग ऐसे मतलब हम लोग जस्ट एक सिंप्लीफाइड रखने के लिए बात को मैं बात करता हूँ कि नॉन साइकोलॉजिस्ट, ठीक है? सो नॉन साइकोलॉजिस्ट जो है, नॉन सर्टिफाइड साइकोलॉजिस्ट, उनका एक पूरा का पूरा कम्युनिटी बन गया है, एक पूरा का पूरा इकोसिस्टम उन्होंने बना लिया सोशल इन्फ्लुएंसिंग के दुनिया में। ओके, सो मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि जो प्रो सर्टिफाइड साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, वो लोग खुद का इकोसिस्टम क्यों नहीं क्रिएट कर रहे सोशल इन्फ्लुएंसिंग के दुनिया में, खुद का चैनल्स खोल के, बिकॉज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है। आप लोग खुद क्यों नहीं आके डाल रहे हो? व्हाई आर यू जस्ट मतलब स्पेसिफिकली एक पेशेंट से कितना मिल रहा है, या मैं पर्टिकुलर बात कर रहा हूँ या बात कर रही हूँ उसमें से मुझे कितना मिल रहा है, उससे अगर प्राइमरी फोकस अगर पहले ये हो कि मैं क्या दे रहा हूँ, अगर वो अगर सिर्फ एक जस्ट एक फोकस हट जाए तो सर्टिफाइड साइकोलॉजिस्ट एक
यार देखो,
सेम पैरेलल इकोसिस्टम नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते।
सुनो सुनो योग, मेरी बात सुनो, आप जो कह रहे हो वो बिल्कुल सही बात है, और मैंने आपके सवालों का जवाब भी दिया है कि क्यों साइकोलॉजिस्ट आगे आकर नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जहां पर हम सब कुछ करना चाहते हैं वहां पर हमारी चीजों को गलत पोर्ट्रे किया जाता है। और रही बात सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स की, कि उन लोगों ने अपना इकोसिस्टम खड़ा करा है, दैट उन्होंने अपना इकोसिस्टम खड़ा करा है, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है, और दूसरी लैंग्वेज में पैसा बोलता है, राइट?
बराबर है, तो
तो
साइकोलॉजिस्ट मार्केटर के साथ कोलैब करके क्यों नहीं कर सकते?
योग योग लिसन टू मी, जब बात हमारी आती है ना, तो हमसे फ्री में बुलवाने के लिए बोला जाता है, तो भूख तो हम साइकोलॉजिस्ट को भी लगती है ना,
लेकिन
हमसे
मैम कैसा है पता है क्या, फ्री का जो
बात बताओ।
इनिशियल डेमो होता है वो हर फील्ड में बोला है, मेरे फील्ड में भी होता है वो।
योग लिसन टू मी, संदीप महेश्वरी कौन है?
ही वाज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, आई नो दैट मच।
ओके, संदीप महेश्वरी एक मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर है, ओके, उन्होंने अपना इकोसिस्टम खड़ा कर लिया इन मोटिवेशनल स्पीचेस के थ्रू, एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंड, आज वो एक शो करने के लिए लैक्स चार्ज कर रहे हैं, whereas Sadaf Saeed working solely on the ground level, creating the awareness since last 8 years. My work has not been appreciated. And for the information, I was also invited as the guest speaker on DD National Television on the World Autism Awareness Day. So I took the delivered my speech on that as well. So problem हम क्या है, अच्छा जो बोलेगा वही कुंडा खोलेगा, तो ये तुम साइकोलॉजिस्ट हो, तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी है पूरी दुनिया के आगे लेकर आना। यार उन साइकोलॉजिस्ट को कितनी बुरी तरीके से ट्रोल किया जाता है, उनकी मेंटल हेल्थ का कौन ध्यान रखेगा योग? हमारा कौन ध्यान रखेगा? अगर हमारे घर में खाना नहीं होगा तो हम कहाँ से करेंगे, राइट?
Excuse me, ma'am.
यस पूर्णिका।
Ma'am, there are many issues as we are teaching students in school. So as we are always complaining to the some parents that your child is not physically well or psychologically well, but they are not accepting for the last 10, 10 years or for 5 years, right? But the severe case when come like we have discussed like in society, right? So दिस इज द लास्ट स्टेज, हाउ वी शुड टेल देम कि आप पहले से ही कुछ स्टेप लो ना, बच्चे को वहां तक लेके ही क्यों जाना है, आप सुसाइड वो बच्चे।
पूर्णिका, मैं आपके सवाल का थोड़ा सा मैं क्विकली करती हूँ, बिकॉज वी आर हैविंग द टाइम लिमिट फॉर दिस एज वेल। तो पूर्णिका ने एक सवाल उठाया कि बच्चे की हेल्थ, मेंटल हेल्थ की जब बात आती है, मैंने एक रील बनाई थी अपने उस पर, मेरे चैनल्स पे बहुत सारे आप देखोगे तो मैं कंटेंट जो है वो मेरा खुद का क्रिएट किया होता है। So I am trying my level best to just create the awareness. I am not taking the responsibility of any other person, but for me, I am 100% available for every other person. Now, बच्चे की जब बात आती है तो हम ये बोलते हैं, it is sort out with Sadaf. My name is Sadaf Saeed, and you can just search me through Blooming Souls, and you will find out. So जब बच्चे की बात आती है पूर्णिका, तो उस टाइम पर अगर बच्चा हमें टैंट्रम्स दिखा रहा होता है ना, तो हम बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा करने लग जाते हैं, हम मारेंगे उसको, हम उससे बात नहीं करेंगे, मोबाइल छीन कर रख देंगे। सो हमारा कोपिंग मैकेनिज्म गलत है ना बच्चों के साथ। बच्चों के साथ हम ठीक से नहीं कोप अप कर पा रहे हैं, तो बच्चा तो सी सुसाइड तक बात कब पहुंचती है, जब द पर्सन हैज स्टार्टेड फीलिंग दैट आई एम नॉट बीइंग हर्ड, आई एम नॉट बीइंग वैल्यूड, मेरी बात का कुछ है ही नहीं मोल। एंड आयरनी इज, अगर मैं आपको रियलिटी बताऊं तो इवन इन माय फैमिली वेयर hundreds of people are praising me for the decisions they have made because of some sort of suggestions I have given to them. Even today in my family, if I'm saying something, I am considered as that only cute, sensitive, and a delicate darling Sadaf Saeed who has been brought up in a very protective environment. Whereas I'm not that Sadaf Saeed anymore. I have evolved over the period of time. So parents are not trying to understand today's mentality. क्योंकि आजकल हम बच्चों को अपनी जिम्मेदारियां थोप कर नहीं समझा सकते हैं. वी नीड टू कम डाउन टू द लेवल, उनके लेवल पर आकर समझना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज ये जनरेशन जो है टेक्नोलॉजी में भी हमसे आगे है, हर चीज में हमसे आगे है, तो हमें उनके लेवल पर आकर समझना पड़ेगा ना. देन वंस अगेन प्रॉब्लम तो वही की वही आ गई ना, रूट्स में है प्रॉब्लम. आप टिप्स पर क्या काम करोगे, आप कितना श्रेडिंग और कटिंग कर लोगे इंसान की, अल्टीमेटली तो आपको रूट्स में जाना ही पड़ेगा ना यार. ये जहर है कहाँ तक, एटलीस्ट एक बार उस गंद में तो हाथ डालना पड़ेगा ना उसको
बट
क्लीन
मैम
करने के लिए.
पेरेंट्स तो वही है ना, पेरेंट्स सुनेंगे ही नहीं. साइकोलॉजिस्ट क्या कर लेगा मैम, वो सिर्फ ऐसे ही है, कुछ नहीं करते हैं, ये बस उनकी मेंटालिटी यही है.
मेरे पास आज तक बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स आए हैं जहाँ पर पेरेंट्स ने बिल्कुल नहीं समझा है मेरी बातों को. लेकिन बिलीव भी पूर्णिका, इफ यू आर डूइंग योर वर्क विद होल हार्टेडली, दे आर कमिंग बैक टू यू. आई हैव सीन नो सिंगल पेशेंट हैज बीन गॉन फ्रॉम मी अपनी मर्जी से. मैं जबरदस्ती भगा भगा के परेशान हूँ कि गाइस यू आर 100% फाइन, बट दे वांट द सेशंस वंस इन अ मंथ. दे फील लाइक यस वी आर फीलिंग वैल्यूड एंड हर्ड बाय you. So why can't we continue it? So it's good for them.
So this is addiction. Don't you think so?
What?
This is an addiction. Don't you think so? This is a
No,
dependency.
no, it is not. The problem with the questions you are having Joe, is that we have not prepared our homeworks really well. दैट एडिक्शन नहीं होता है. अच्छा, अगर कोई इंसान मोबाइल को ज्यादा यूज करने लगे तो एडिक्शन, अगर कोई इंसान चाय ज्यादा पीने लगे तो एडिक्शन, अगर कोई
No,
इंसान किसी इंसान की तरफ ज्यादा इंडल्ज हो जाए तो एडिक्शन. नो, दिस इज
no,
नॉट
no, no.
एडिक्शन.
एडिक्शन एंड पर्टिकुलरली कोई चीज के इंटरेक्शन में एक बेसिक फर्क ये होता है, इजंट इट, कि कंपल्शन का पार्ट. वो कंपल्सिव है तो एडिक्शन है कि नहीं वो डिफर करता है. और पर्टिकुलर हम लोग कोई चीज से बात ज्यादा से, अगर मैं मॉम
मैं
से ज्यादा
आपको
से
एक
ज्यादा
बात
इंटरेक्ट
बताती
कर रहा हूँ, मैं मॉम
हूँ.
से
योग,
एडिक्टेड थोड़ी
आपका
हूँ.
फील्ड क्या है, आप किस फील्ड में काम करते हैं?
मैं ट्रेडर हूँ शेयर मार्केट में.
शेयर मार्केट में ट्रेडर है. ओके, नाउ मैं आपकी ही कम्युनिटी का एक वो उठाती हूँ कि इस तरह से शेयर मार्केट में लोगों को आप इन्वेस्ट कराते हो, तो इजंट इट एन एडिक्शन कि आपका पैसा इतने में वो हो जाएगा, डबल हो जाएगा. मुझसे
अच्छा,
ज्यादा खराब
आपने
एडिक्शन तो ये है, बिना कुछ करे मेरा पैसा डबल हो रहा है. इजंट इट?
वेरी गुड मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग यू आर हैविंग अबाउट दिस. सो बेसिकली अभी आपने जो बात
या
की कि
दैट्स द मेन पॉइंट, दैट्स द मेन पॉइंट. जब आपके पर्टिकुलर फील्ड से आई एम सेइंग समथिंग, so that is a misunderstanding, whereas when I am trying to
आपने
pin down
आपने
the
द
facts
वे
of
आई एम
it.
प्रेजेंटिंग इट, द वे आई एम प्रेजेंटिंग इट, द टोन आई एम यूजिंग इट, द वे आई एम यूजिंग द वर्ड, द टाइमिंग आई एम यूजिंग द वर्ड, ऑल आर मैटरिंग व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग, इजंट इट? सो आप किसी फील्ड के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, यू हैव द इक्वल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. अभी आपने बहुत टाइम से बहुत कुछ चीजें कही जो मैं एग्री नहीं करता, बट आई डिडंट मेंशन इट इन ए डिफरेंट वे. ओके, सो आप जिस तरह से मेंटेन कर रहे हो शेयर मार्केट को, ओके, यू आर अगेन स्पॉन्सरिंग द डिप्रेशन, इजंट इट? बिकॉज आप जो पैसे कमाने का जरिया है उसको गलत वैसे प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो जो वैसा है नहीं. Okay, I can
थेरेपिस्ट और
prove you. I
थेरेपी
can
सेशन
prove
में
you. I
मतलब
can prove you that with the evidences. अभी मैं
योग,
आपकी बहुत सी बातें
आई
सुन
वुड
रहा हूँ जो आपकी मुझे अच्छी सही नहीं लग रही, बट आई एम लिसनिंग विद a respectful manner because you have some experience in your field, isn't it?
योग, आई एम रियली
Because the
सॉरी
way no,
इफ
ma'am, you represented it in a very wrong way. 40 people are listening there. Okay, गलत impression जाएगा उस चीज का लोगों के सामने. If they are having
इतनी
some
देर से जो
possibility,
मेंटल हेल्थ और साइकोलॉजिस्ट को गलत पोर्ट्रे किया गया उसके लिए
किसने
योग.
बोला? मैंने आपको कौन से कमेंट में आपको गलत पोर्ट्रे किया?
मैंने
आप
आपको
मुझे
नहीं
बताइए.
बोला. योग, लिसन टू मी योग, काम डाउन. माय मेन पॉइंट वाज कि मेंटल हेल्थ की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये, प्रोफेशनल्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये. मैंने सिर्फ एक बार जानबूझकर आपके एरिया को टच करा. आप कितने ज़्यादा गार्डेड हो गए ना, आप हो गए ना गार्डेड। ज़रा सोचो, हम थेरेपिस्ट जो होते हैं, हमारा हम भी तो अपनी फील्ड को लेकर इतने ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं, क्यों लोग अपनी फील्ड में तो हमें घुसने नहीं देते, और दूसरों की फील्ड, हमारी फील्ड में हर डॉक्टर भी घुसता है। मैं अभी आपको एक बात बता रही थी कि फॉरेन कंट्रीज में हर डॉक्टर के साथ एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, लेकिन आयरनी इज इंडिया में अगर साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास पेशेंट आए तो वो साइकोलॉजिस्ट को कभी रेफर नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि उसको लगेगा मेरे पास से पेशेंट चला गया, और वो उसको बेकार दवाइयां खिलाते रहेंगे। ये मेरा ग्राउंड लेवल पर की गई रिसर्च है सर। सो आई एम रियली सॉरी इफ माय वर्ड्स हर्ट यू, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है दैट आई विल बी जस्ट मेंशनिंग द फैक्ट्स विच आर नॉट एट ऑल करेक्ट। अभी इतनी देर से आप शेयर मार्केट होल्डर होने, ट्रेडर होने के बावजूद आप मेंटल हेल्थ के ऊपर इतनी सारी बातें बोली, मैं एक बार भी ऑफेंडेड नहीं हुई, मैंने सारी चीजें बोली, सिर्फ एक चीज मैंने करके दिखा दी। एंड गाइस, दिस इज द लाइफ एग्जाम्पल ऑफ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग इन आवर सोसाइटी, बिकॉज हम सुनते हैं जवाब देने के लिए, हम सुनते हैं समझने के लिए नहीं। ओके, coming back to Dharani, I think we need to wrap it up very fast.
Yeah.
Madam,
Yeah.
whatever the answer you given, that is not
Your
at all
question.
responsible answer.
Okay, Joe, I have just mentioned my social media handle to you. If you're having any further query, you can simply contact me through that medium.
I will
I
connect you.
will welcome that. But because the discussion is going in the wrong direction, I think that we should just stop it here. Okay? Let others also ask. Okay? And I'm really sorry if anything has, hurted you. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dharani,
that's what
please
I
tell me.
wanted to mention, ma'am. Actually, yeah, as we psychologists know how much the interaction is important, all those things. Maybe Yog can wait and have a discussion with you because we are all waiting to have some solution for the workshop what we are in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to ask a question, ma'am. I'm a
Hmm.
school psychologist. I'm working in a school, and I came across a student was into emotional trauma, as their parents were being separated. Now they are in the process of being separated. So now the child is now. How could we tell, like, address him? We know how to sense that all those things we know, but how to stop him from this kind of thoughts, like if he is not coming opening up with the
Understood, Dharani.
yeah.
Understood. So the main question is, correct me if I'm wrong, that the child has been exposed to emotional trauma because their parents are separating, his parents are separating, and now they are at the verge of separation. So the child has started developing some sort of situations which could be signs of suicide, right? So how can we simply help that person? Is
Sure,
it?
ma'am, sure. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
right, ma'am.
First of all, when you want to help someone, you need to have a very, very neutral mindset. Okay, in order to help the person, see a person who is having some sort of mental issues, right? So consider that soul as as a broken glass. So if you're going to touch that, might be possible that will hurt you. Okay, so in order to make your words effective, you don't have to impose yourself on that person. Simply talk to the parents, right? If the child is more कंफर्टेबल इन टॉकिंग टू यू, तो उससे बातचीत करिए। बट अगर बच्चा नहीं बोल रहा है तो आप उसके पेरेंट्स से बात करिए। एंड आई थिंक उन लोगों को एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट की ज़रूरत है जो उनको बहुत अच्छे से समझा सकता है, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स ही, क्योंकि ट्रॉमा पेरेंट्स की तरफ से आ रहा है, तो आप कितनी भी कोशिश कर लो, दिन स्कूल के 5 घंटे 6 घंटे होते हैं, बात के सारे घंटे घर में ही गुजरते हैं, तो वो ट्रॉमा और वो टॉक्सिसिटी होती ही है बच्चे में, राइट? Yes. Uh, so I am getting one question that ma'am, I just want to ask that I am a second year student doing psychology honors and I don't know how to get internship and can't figure out what to do exactly. Can you please help me? Sure, Somika. I have just mentioned my Instagram handle. You can just contact me for that. This workshop is solely and wholly devoted to the the psychological suicide prevention. Okay. Yes, Neha.